Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Lord of mercy, this Astoria. I mean, we live in a world where we are governed by the internet and we are monitored by the internet. You know, one time gone when you do want to talk to a person that live across town, say a man a look a woman a look a man, or so on and so forth. You're looking to link up with people. You would have to actually go to their place, and meet them. And then some slow something. Nowadays you just jump on your phone and just click and jump on one of these dating apps, and before you know it, you're talking to a stranger or they're in your inbox and you're having intimate conversations. Lord, people all send private pieces and body parts go give people. No, me want to see it before me work with it. Send it, come give me. Send me for you too. You show me mine, I show you yours. We live in a crazy world. The story of today, the moral of the story of today. Anyway, I'm going to save my piece. I'm reading the comment section before I even read the story. And me I dead with laugh. But let me get to the story for y'all first, because shouting out right now to the observer out of Jamaica. The title of this one was called Duped and Mugged. And it's in the Observer and you can go read it for yourself. But you know, say SouFLoTV, I gotta spin it up my way now, right? To get my point across. So, here what I say. I want to go on a Mobay man. Hear me out now. A Mobay man urges caution after meet up with online friend takes a dangerous turn. I don't know how is an online friend, but anyway, I guess they were friends online. You know, a friend where you never see before. Then they finally decided that they were going to meet up. One of them brethren said something sounds fishy. Alright. So a 22-year-old Montego Bay man is urging Jamaicans to be on the alert when engaging in activities on social media after he was duped and mugged when he met up with an online friend. The man, who asked not to be identified, first wrote in a Twitter post that he had been robbed and assaulted last Saturday in the retirement area of St. James, resulting in scores of social media users commiserating with him. Now, here's my thing. You are 22. What you do over in a retirement area? Anywho, let me read along, because the story is not only educational, but it's funny as well at the same time. You know, we stay already, we take bad things, make joke. Listen. Him say, I'm trying to send a message about cybersecurity and human trafficking. While we think that the internet is a good place, it can be a very bad space as well. It can be a very dangerous space. So persons must be very careful when using the internet and the different social media sites, the young man stated in an interview with the Jamaica Observer earlier this week. Now, my thing is this. Before we go any further, let me say this. We don't really need anybody to tell us that the internet is a dangerous place, right? Unless you've been living under a rock. We all know that the internet can be a very dangerous place. We all know that the internet, it not safe out there. All kind of things go on the internet. But for some reason, you have some people who claim to be naive, conveniently. Anyhow, the man who asked not to be identified first wrote on Twitter, and then him come out and attack. And he says he might try send a cybersecurity message about human trafficking and all these things. So here's where the story gets sweet now. So him say, it's because of the internet and me being naive why this happened to me. So basically, I want to use this as a message to let the young people and people on a whole know that you can't just meet someone online and think it is safe to physically meet them. Everyone is not who they say they are to be or appear to be. So I just want some people to be careful, is what the man added. Yo, I'm going into character now, people, so bear with me and enjoy the story, but don't miss the lesson in the message. Alright? Here I know. So the lead up to the ordeal began about a month ago, and he said when he started communicating with someone on the dating app called Tinder. On Saturday, the two agreed to meet up in Sam Sharp Square. The man said that he arrived at the location shortly after 3 p.m., big broad afternoon. Then he received a telephone call from a person who he was supposed to meet, who informed him that a family member would instead be sent to meet him because something had come up. That no make no sense. For as right then and there, I gone on my yard, even though I would have never went there in the first place. You see what I say? Anyhow, we continue. So, shout out again to the Observer. The Observer was told that a male relative of the friend arrived in the square and escorted the 22-year-old to what later turned out to be a remote, unknown area in the city of Mobay. Hear him now. In hindsight, I would say that I was stupid to agree to this, because when we were walking, the place looked really lonely and deserted. I became skeptical because I was saying to myself, where are we going? Alright, I have to stay in a character. Because nobody was back that side, he said. Adding that, he continued because he had noticed a house some distance away and had thought that that was going to be the location where they were actually heading. Approximately 5 minutes into the journey, he said that his escorts took him and told him that he needed to make a rest stop, which aroused his suspicions. This is when, he said, 4 men emerged from an abandoned house with what appeared to be handguns. So this is what he said. 2 grabbed me, I'ma hold on pan one of them gun, and then him get angry. So them grab me in the house, them drag me in the house, and them start beat me. And I say, "Bat boy, I today you go dead. Give it all what you have." Some start beg them and tell them, I don't have anything. I don't have anything on me but my phone and a little bit of money. But them never satisfied, the man said. He said that his attackers continued and they assaulted him, and then they asked for his bank cards and also told him to log in to his online banking platform using his phone so they can see his account balance. What a thing. Traumatized, the man said that when he was unable to comply with their requests because there was a glitch in the system, like up around a which part where them carry him go, him couldn't get no internet service, so him nearly lose him life round there. Like, I know nothing for laugh about people, but like I said before, my disclaimer again, we're not laughing at anybody's serious situation, but you know how we do already, we take serious thing, make joke, because we have to make the story entertaining in order to get our message across, and just so we do, we think. Alright, so he said he was traumatized, and he was unable to comply with their request because there was a glitch in the system. We are back round one part round there, so when no internet service, no them couldn't get through, right? So the man them tied him to a grill, and again, threatened to kill him. So hear him again. Them a say, if you don't have nothing more for give we, today you are dead. I said, Lord Jesus, what me I go do? Me start plead with them and tell them my life story. Say I'm a trying youth and that me not deserve this. That's when I start tell them my bank cards were at home and we can go there for it. I tell them it's not smart for them to go to the machine where there are a lot of cameras would pick them up, the man said, admitting that at that point he believed that he had managed to win them over. Apparently, that worked, and it looked to me like an hour. It took me, he said, apparently that worked, and it took me like an hour to convince them that when I get to the house, I am not going to run where or raise any alarm or scream. Ah! Me not gonna do nothing stupid. I beg them. I plead with them. Then them agree because them look like them really the desperate for the money. Them start tell me what them going to do to me if me act funny and make people know what's going on. And them tell me say I am not the first person this happened to. They wanted me to be scared. He said that the men untied him and escorted him down a hill, back to the main road, and into a waiting motor vehicle. You know them go up there, so take a left by the apple tree. Then I go see one loaded mango tree round the back there, so bust a left right there, so again. And then I go see two board out. He didn't know where in God's name he was at, right? So them carry him down a hill, back to the main road, into a waiting motor vehicle. Then they traveled to a well-known community in the parish where he had told them that he lived. Me say, them put me in the middle and sit beside me on both sides. So I couldn't even open the door and jump out. Me reach a point in traffic and a policeman passed. And I couldn't say anything because them have the gun on me. Me reach the house and them say, here what? We going to follow you halfway and wait. If you try anything, you and everybody in your house are go dead. The man said, what a bum. He appeared still traumatized by the incident as he recalled it. He told the observer that the house he led the criminals to was not his, but that is a house of one of his relatives. So this a man go put all him relatives in danger and make sure say feet my house where him rest him head is safe. So his location is unknown. He's smart. So upon getting to the doorway to the premises, he said he was greeted by another relative who opened the grill. When she opened the grill, me run past her and tell her, lock up the gate, lock it up quick. Because she was still standing there. She was frightened. And she did ask, what happened? And me I tell her, say, oh, call the police. I'm start break down, I'm start cry, I'm start tell them everything. When I was inside, them people, the attackers, them did still await. And it's when them realize I'm not coming back outside, is when them speed off, he said. He added that the police responded in approximately 10 minutes. A most one rich area. Cause police now responding in no 10 minutes in Jamaica. Not for no calls like these. Anyhow, he added that the police responded in 10 minutes. The observer contacted the investigating officer assigned to the case who confirmed that a report had been made to the police and that the investigation is still ongoing at this particular time. Alright, I got done that story here, so. But, people, I urge you to go over to the Observer, right, and actually read the comments under this article. Because, for the first about 50 comments, it was all about Jesus and the devil. Like, Jamaican people, especially the religious zealots, them, they tend to be more religious than anything than common sense. So, I hear Jesus talk and God talk did over here until somebody bust out and say, I know me ball out Lord Jesus, you know. And the boy we did go down there for go take Nicky. We did go down there for go take Nicky and get caught up in a one bag of drama. So, you and your religious thing can... Now, honestly, let me say this again. I am of the firm belief that I am not here to govern anybody's life. Not here to tell anybody how to live. Because as much as I thought to myself that, well, this was definitely a guy that was on the other side, and it was a guy that went to meet up with a guy, okay, to have one of those kinds of relations, and his lust at 22 years old led him to almost losing him life. The man them, the trickster them use some Batman thing and draw him out from which part him did there, and him end up way over woy, right? Now, it could have also been an innocent female who actually wanted to meet up with a male, where she had ended up kidnapped, drugged. Next thing you know, she's in some other island working as a stripper or a prostitute or something worse. Gang rape and murdered and dashed up on the side of the road. You never know. So the end of the day, the real, forget all the funny parts, laughing and thing, because that's what we do again. You see how many times I say my disclaimer? Because some of these people are so arrogant and they're going to come waving their flags and they're going to come accusing SouFLoTV of all kinds of stuff simply because I injected some humor into this material. But I want everyone to get to the seriousness of this. And the seriousness of this is people that you meet on the internet are not always who they say they are. I would even step over boundaries and go as far as to say that 95%, that's a high number, 95%, which would seem like almost everybody that you see on the internet, very, and how many times I stress very few are actually who they say they are, into the things they claim to be into, have what they claim they have, in order, I'm talking about material things as well as accomplishments and all this. You know, on the internet, I have a bachelor's degree in this, and I'm in med school right now. I'll be a doctor in the next 2 years, or I am in law school and I have a master's degree in this, and this a person here lean up on somebody Benz and take the next 50 pictures, and every other day you see them with a new car and a different big house and all these fancy clothes, and them live for the fakeness, and people really believe this stuff. Yeah? That's why two things. One, it's not important. One, it's very important to never compare your life to anybody's life you see on social media. Because when you meet those people in real life, nothing no go so. The only place enough of them happy is actually on social media. They are not happy outside of social media, and they don't have half of what they claim to have. Right? Also, there are sinister people with evil intentions lurking on social media that actually sit down and go through profile after profile after profile, pictures after pictures after pictures, read comments. They want to know about you. And then with an app like Tinder, I've never been on, but I can imagine a person making up a whole fake profile, talking to you for the longest, drawing you out, and then laughing with their brethren and say, yes, man, we have one. Trust me. She thinks that we are going to do something today. So, here what? Now call her. And I tell her, say, we are meet up. Right? And we want, kidnap her. And then we are going to take it from there. So, in other words, then, you can easily lose your life messing around with social media. Okay? You can easily lose your life messing around with social media. And I don't know who didn't know that in this day and time and age right now. But if you didn't know, I'm telling you right now that many people have lost their lives in this manner already. And because people are led by their lust, or because people are just choosing to be ignorant, many more will also end up in sex trafficking rings, kidnapped, raped, abused, molested, all these things. Alright? It goes down on social media. So be careful. It's SouFLoTV. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and shout out to the Observer again. I'm out. Peace.